Hello, and welcome to my first YouTube. So I'm actually so excited to start this channel and just bring you girls value and also show a little bit more of my personal life and my day to day. So I'll be doing the likes of vlogs and I'll be doing lots of different things, but I want to keep a lot of this obviously health and fitness orientated, how to level up, how to really become the woman that you want to become. And this is where we're going to set the tone with this channel, because if you're currently a woman stepping into 2026, because we are just going into the new year, and you know that you want to feel different coming out of this year and you want to feel a lot more confident and feel a lot better, this video is for you. Because so many of us set intentions for the new year that just simply aren't realistic for our lifestyles. We might see what other people are doing and think, oh, I have to be doing that as well. But in reality, you have to strip everything back. If you want to become the person that, shows up, that gets fit, that is in the best shape of their lives, that is always confident. If you want to be that woman, you need to start showing up as that person, but in a way that is going to be realistic for you. To be completely honest, leveling up is not about motivation. Motivation only gets you started, and as we know, discipline essentially gets you to where you want to be. But it all comes down to identity, and most women are not willing to change their identity to actually get to where they want to be. And what that means is we all have, hopes and dreams, and we constantly tell ourselves, I want to lose weight. I want to be a leaner version of myself. I want to be more confident. I want to be fitter. I want to be healthier. I want to go to the gym. And it's all want, but there's no action behind that. And this is where most people go wrong, because how you actually change your body, your mindset, the way you talk to yourself, and everything around you is by taking action on those little things, and that requires an identity change. And when I speak about identity, what I actually mean is what we tell ourselves is exactly who we're going to be and what we're going to believe. So if you're constantly telling yourself, this is just the way I am somebody that binge eats, I am somebody that's just not fit, I'm lazy. If you're telling yourself those things, that is exactly the actions that you're going to be taking. You will continue to feel lazy because you're not doing anything to make yourself feel more productive or feel better. You will continue not going to the gym because you have justified it in your own head and you have made it part of your identity by telling yourself, that's just not for me, or that's not who I am. How about going into 2026, we change the narrative. We change the way we show up and we change the way we speak to ourselves. So what that means is literally stripping it back, and instead of telling yourself, I'm lazy, I'm just somebody that is lazy, I can't be bothered. Instead of telling yourself those things, write down the 3 things that you're going to do to make yourself feel less lazy. So that might mean being more productive in various aspects. It might mean waking up a little bit earlier and going to bed a little bit earlier so you have a longer day ahead of you. So you're waking up and you have a consistent morning routine, so you're not rushing out the door to go to work and then feeling like you're completely falling off the bandwagon. It can be the most simple things. Having a glass of water first thing in the morning before you have your coffee or your caffeine. Changing those little things can take you so much further and make you feel so much better about yourself, but stop attaching those things to your identity. You're not lazy, you're not unmotivated, you have just made yourself believe that that is part of your identity. It shouldn't be a matter of, I'll start Monday, or I'll start next year, or I'll start next month, or I'll start before this event is coming up. What you actually want to do is make it part of your day-to-day lifestyle. And if we revert back to the very start of this video where I said it has to be realistic to your life and your expectations, okay? So what that means is somebody who is 19 and is maybe in uni, they don't have a job, they're maybe still living with their parents, and their mum's cooking their dinners and everything for them, and they don't have and they essentially have a lot more free time compared to somebody who is a mum, who has 3 kids, a full-time job and a household to run, who needs to be coming home from work, making sure there's dinner on the table for everybody, and then they have to go and look after themselves and get out for that walk or go to the gym. That's going to look different for everybody. So pick the person that you are and what is actually going to be realistic for you. So what that means is write down how many sessions a week in the gym or at home is realistic for me. For some of you, it might be 5. For other of you, it might only be 2. But consistency wins the race every single time. And a lot of people tell themselves, well, I can only do 2 workouts a week and they're only going to be like 30, 40-minute sessions. So there's no point in doing them at all. Again, detach that from your identity, because you're just justifying not taking action because you're telling yourself that you don't have time, or you can't do this, or you're too busy for it, okay? So what you need to do is detach from that and tell yourself, well, I can only actually make 2 sessions a week work, and more than likely they're going to have to be at home for me because I don't have enough time in the day to leave the kids or have somebody to look after the kids and drive all the way to the gym to take an hour out of my day. You don't have time for that. So don't set that expectation. Your expectation is 2 workouts a week at home that you can do on a Tuesday and a Thursday while the kids are at their football club. It does not matter. Work it in around your own schedule. What does matter though is the consistency, right? If you're somebody that just goes all in, tries to do it all at once, and then realizes, oh shit, I generally don't have the time for this. I can't keep up with this. This is not realistic for me. And then 2 weeks in, you're giving up. Okay, come the 14th of January, we're back to square one again, and 2026 is just not going to be my year. No, it is going to be your year, but let's make realistic expectations. So what you're going to tell yourself is, okay, I can actually only do 2 workouts a week, but I'm going to make sure I'm going to do 2 workouts every single week, okay? Consistency matters here, because even though you might have started off with 5 workouts and went full guns blazing and you realize that you can maintain that, at the end of the month, you've only done your 5 workouts because you had to give up because it wasn't realistic. Whereas if you do 2 workouts a week and you break that up over the period of a month, and give or take the month is 4 or 5 weeks, you've done 8 to 10 sessions. So that means you've done 5 more sessions compared to that 1 week where you tried to be on plan. And guess what? That's gonna give you results. That's going to make you show up for yourself. By that point, you're going to start reaping the benefits. You're going to feel fitter. You're going to feel healthier. You're going to actually build self-belief in yourself and teach yourself that I can do these things, and I am not somebody that's lazy, or I'm not somebody that always says I'll wait for the right time, or I just don't have time. You're not that person, but you need to trust yourself enough to show yourself that you don't have to be that person. And the reason that I can speak about this so confidently is because I have been that girl. I have been the girl that constantly believes in her identity being, I don't have time for this, I'm too lazy, why can't I keep up with all of this, this is just not for me, I'm not this, that, or the other. For example, I'm somebody that always tells myself I'm not a runner. For years, I have been stuck in that mindset, and now everybody around me is running, and it's something that subconsciously I do want to do. So my goal for 2026 is to start running, and I'm literally going to start with the basics. I'm going to start with like a couch to 5k and prove to myself that my identity that I'm telling myself is not my actual identity, because I am a runner if I show up as a runner. And that's what it comes down to, okay? That's all that it comes down to, is like you can become absolutely anything you want to be if you stop limiting yourself and telling yourself I'm not good enough, I'm not a runner, I'm not fit, I will never be in shape, this is just the way I am. If you keep telling yourself those things, that's exactly the way you're gonna stay. And like I said, I'm a victim of that, and I've been telling myself I'm not a runner for years. So guess what? This year you will see me coming in a few months, and I'm going to be telling you all that I am a runner, because I actually went and did it. I showed up for myself and I went and did it, and that's my clearest intentions going into the new year, okay? And I want you girls to do the same. Change your identity, which is the hardest part of your health and fitness journey, because everybody looks at their health and fitness as, oh, I have to do workouts, I have to do nutrition, this is going to be a chore, I'll just lose the weight and that's it. No, your health and fitness is a lifelong transformation, okay? It's not something that you should be doing for a few months out of the year. It's something that you should be doing all year, because it keeps you in a good place, it keeps your mental health in a good place, it makes you feel confident, you enjoy the routine. But you have to get to that point where you can actually start to enjoy it, and this is where we want to get you to. And okay, I'm going to give you 5 things that the woman that you want to be is going to do going into 2026, and I want you to take the next 90 days to really knuckle down on this and really focus on this. And the first thing is, stop waiting until you're ready or until the perfect time, because the truth is there's never going to be a perfect time or a better time to start than now. Stop waiting till Monday, stop waiting till next month, stop putting it off, stop telling yourself tomorrow. Go and take action now. And the reason being behind that is because every single time you tell yourself you'll start Monday, it gets to Monday and something goes slightly off plan and not how you expected it to be, and you're going to give up. And then you're going to start again on Monday, which means that you're losing a full week of potential that you could have put in towards working towards your goals. Number 2 is stop relying on motivation and build systems. Have your habits in place. Habits are the number 1 key to success when it comes to your health and fitness journey, okay? It's nothing magical. The diet plan isn't magical. The workout plan is not magical. It's your habits on a day-to-day basis. It's the things you do as non-negotiables every single day to show up for yourself. Write down 3 non-negotiable habits that you have to tick off at the end of every single day, no matter if you had a good day, a bad day, no matter if you were motivated or unmotivated, no matter if something came up or something didn't, okay? Write down 3 non-negotiables, and these could be getting some sunlight or getting some daylight and going for a walk. It could be drinking 2 liters of water, okay? We can always hit our water intake no matter what is going on in our lives. If we're having a good day or a bad day, you can drink your water. Number 3 could be making sure you're prepping your breakfast for the next day, so that when you wake up in the morning, you know there's food in the fridge ready for you, so you have no excuse to grab a coffee and a croissant on the way to work. That's going to help you stay on track, and that's going to be your 3 non-negotiables. Now design these for yourself and whatever it is that you need to do. And the thing is that doing those 3 things every single day, no matter how basic or how simple they are, will build your self-belief up, and it will also teach you that you can show up for yourself no matter what is going on. This is how we build discipline. Number 3 is stop asking yourself, how can I get there the fastest way, or looking for the fastest quick fix, okay? Because a quick fix is only going to keep you stuck. For example, when it comes to weight loss, people always try keto, they try everything else. And look, I have no issues with any of those diets, but do you see yourself never eating carbs again in your life? More than likely the answer is no, which means it's a quick fix, and it means that the weight's gonna come back on as soon as you have a little bit of bread, okay? So you have to make sure that you're setting the intention clear when it comes to that side of things. And rather than asking yourself, how quickly can I get there? You know, how fast can I get this weight off? Ask yourself, who do you have to become in order to get that weight off? Or how do you have to improve next week to make sure that you continue progressing? Because that's the only way you make sustainable and long-term progress. And that's what we're looking for. The goal here is not to get the weight off you as quickly as possible, just for you to put it back on afterwards. The goal is to get the weight off you, period, and actually keep you there and teach you how to maintain that weight loss in the long run. We don't want to be going up and down. If you are somebody that's currently overweight, or you feel like you need to drop body fat just in general, you should only have to do that properly once. It shouldn't be you're dieting 3, 4, 5 times a year because you have a holiday or you have an event coming up. That should not be the case at all. You should only have to do it properly once, and then we might implement some tidy up phases, because, you know, naturally there's going to be a little bit of fluctuation, but you should never be putting 5 stone on again, because you have learned how to maintain that. Number 4 is we need to exit the all or nothing mentality, because the all or nothing mentality is exactly what's keeping you stuck, okay? What I mean by this is, don't be the woman that gives up just because you had a bad day, or because you had a bad meal, or because one day just simply didn't go to plan. Because this is the thing, I have been in this game for a really, really long time. I've been doing my own health and fitness now for over 10 years. So I have seen it within myself, I've seen it within my clients, I see it within everybody. We always give up once something doesn't go perfectly. And the all or nothing mentality essentially is that mindset of, if I can't do this perfectly, or if I can't give my 100%, I'm going to give nothing at all. But put it this way, giving 20% is going to be better than giving nothing at all. Giving 40% is going to be better than giving nothing at all. Sometimes giving 2% is going to be better than giving nothing at all. Stop reverting back. Stop giving up on yourself just because something fell off track, because life's always going to get in the way, okay? You're going to get sick. It means you're not going to be able to go to a gym, okay? Kids might get sick. It means you might not be able to train, or your nutrition gets whacked off. Sometimes you'll not be able to go and get your food shop because your car breaks down on the way. Whatever happens, life is going to get on the way, and some days you're just going to have to be like, oh shit, this did not go how I expected it to. What am I going to do tomorrow to make sure that I'm back to my normal? That's all you have to do. And that consistency is going to bring you results over time yet again. But every single time you keep telling yourself, oh, fuck this, like you mess up on a Friday and you're going to start again on the Monday, you're wasting every single weekend. You're going to keep yourself stuck in that cycle and you're going to not make any progress because you're not letting yourself make that progress. And number 5 is the one I always speak about. Show up as the person you want to become. If you're somebody that wants to be a gym girl, if you're somebody that wants to get into the gym, you have to show up as that person, okay? What that means is I hear it all the time. Oh, I would love to start the gym, but it's just not for me. I don't have the confidence for it. You're right, maybe you don't right now, but how are you ever going to build the confidence for it without actually doing anything about it? So what you want to do is look at the gym women that you aspire to. Look at their habits, look at their routines, look at what they eat, look how they show up, look at their consistency, look whether they're motivated or are they disciplined. Look at all those things and start doing that, okay? You will never become a gym girl if you never enter the gym. And you can tell yourself this for as long as you want. You're gonna stay saying the same thing month in and month out, year in and year out, and never actually do anything about it. Go into the gym. Go walk on the treadmill. You don't have to do a workout if you don't know what you're doing. Go and expose yourself to that environment. Talk to people. Have a look around. Suss out the environment. Make yourself more comfortable. The first time, you're going to be riddled with anxiety. The second time will probably be the same. The third time, all of a sudden, you're not as nervous. And that will naturally build up over time, okay? And that's what you want to be focusing on. Because eventually, you want to be that girl that goes into the gym and doesn't think twice about it. Then you can venture into the weight section. Then you can get a workout plan to follow. It's all building blocks. Too many girls are comparing their chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 10. You're going into the gym and comparing yourself to a woman who has been in the gym for 5 years. Of course she's going to have more experience than you. Of course she is. But everybody had their first day in the gym. My first day in the gym, I didn't have a freaking clue what I was doing. I went in, didn't have a notion. But the point is, I kept showing up and I kept looking stupid and I kept making myself look silly and I kept not understanding what I was doing until I did. And that's how it happens. You're not going to be perfect at anything the first time you do it, ever. Nobody expects that of you and you're only applying that pressure onto yourself. And then you're comparing yourself to these other people who are in incredible shape or lifting super heavy and going, well, I could never be like that, or why does she look like that and I don't? Because she kept showing up. She didn't give up on herself when things got hard. She didn't give up on herself when she felt like she looked silly in the gym. She went through that whole process and kept showing up. And that's why you're looking at her aspiring to be like her. You need to become that woman. The only way you will get there is to go through the chapters. At the minute you're in chapter 1, how will you ever get to chapter 10 if you keep yourself stuck here and just don't get any further? You have to move through those building blocks and that takes time. But one day you will go in there and not think twice about what anybody says, not think twice about who's in there. You feel confident, you know what you're doing, you have momentum, you have that rhythm, and that's what you want to be striving towards. So yeah, ladies, look, if you resonated with this video, it's because you know that you are meant for more. And stop limiting your own self-beliefs by changing your identity or convincing yourself that you are just this person that will never get to where they want to be or never become who they want to be. You'll never get into the gym, you'll never lose the weight. You speak everything into existence, and you telling yourself those things is exactly the actions that you're going to show up with. So go into 2026 with clear intentions of what you want to do and who you want to become, and start showing up as that person, one baby step at a time. You know, like I said, for the next 90 days, I want you to set clear intentions of your 3 non-negotiables of the person you want to become. What does she look like? How does she dress? How does she show up? How does she speak to herself? How does she speak to others? Really break all of that down, because that is the only way you will change your identity and you will finally start believing in yourself. And if you like this video, make sure to drop a like, drop a comment what your goals are for 2026, and of course subscribe to my channel. And yeah, there's lots more content, lots more educational content, lots more fun content to come. I'm actually really excited about this project that we're taking into the new year. And on that note, I always look at girls and I'm like, you know what, fair play to them doing YouTube. Like, I'm actually so jealous. Why am I jealous? Like, I'm gonna do it as well. And that's the way you have to break it down. But I can, like, this cycle has been going on for years. I've been wanting to start a YouTube for the last couple of years and I kept putting it off and off. And 2026, we're not putting shit off anymore. She started a YouTube, she's starting running, and we have clear intentions going into the year, and I hope you girls do the same. But Thank you all for joining. I hope you resonated, and I will see you all in the next video.